Welcome everyone. So today we are going to cook rice and ndengu. In English it's called green grams. So number one, you have to wash your ndengu clean and remove any foreign materials that will be floating. Then you have to put your ndengu on fire. I'm used to ndengu other than green grams. So you have to put it on fire for it to boil for around 30 minutes. So that's the progress of our ndengu boiling. As you can see, it's starting to change color, and right here it's now changing to its color when cooked, and now our ndengu is well cooked. This is how ndengu looks like when it is well cooked. After boiling your ndengu, you have to use tomatoes. In my case, I used 3. I usually boil my tomatoes to remove the skin because I don't like that. So that is how I do it. And then afterwards I have to peel. As you can see, that's the progress of that. I peel it and then I cut my tomatoes into pieces that are not so big for it to be palatable. Afterwards you add onions in your sufuria or your cooking pot, and then you add some oil that is enough for you, and then you stir while you let it cook well to golden brown. Afterwards you add your spices. You can add Royco cube, you can add curry powder, you can add Royco spice, you can add any spices that you feel comfortable with that goes with your green grams here. For my case, I used Royco cube and I used curry powder. So do some stirring, and when your onions are turned into golden brown, add your tomatoes. Let this cook for around 2 minutes by turning it and stirring it, and also by covering so that the steam can go into the tomatoes to soften it. Yeah, also don't forget to add salt. I usually forget this bit. Don't forget to add salt, because also salt makes the tomatoes to be soft, so when you cover it will soften easily. So this is the progress of our cooking tomatoes. Yeah, besides here we have our cooked ndengu as well, or if you like green grams. In this case we were 3, so that's why the ndengu looks a lot. You then open up your cooking pot, you remove the lid, and then you add in your ndengu. So don't be so surprised how our ndengu is too much. We were 3 adults, yeah, so that's why we had that much ndengu. And then you have to turn this. As you can see, the ndengu already had water, so you can just add little water or no water if you like, but in my case I added just a little water, and then I let it cook for some time. Don't worry about the wooden mwiko, the wooden cooking stick. It has seen a lot. It has a story to tell, yeah, so don't worry about that. That is the my only cooking stick that I have. Yeah, so you turn the ndengu and then you let it for some time until it cooks well. Afterwards, you add your dania. Dania, it's called coriander in English. I usually love dania because it has a very sweet aroma and a sweet scent. The aroma usually makes the food taste to be so good. Yeah, so to ensure that your dania does not overcook, you don't cover it immediately, and also don't overcook it. So after that, you put your ndengu on the side. Next, we are going to cook rice. We are going to cook 1 cup of rice. So in this case, you add 2 cups of water using the same cup you can see on the screen. That is the orange cup. You put 2 cups of water into the sufuria because you're going to cook 1 cup of rice. You then measure your rice, and then you add into a clean sufuria, and then you wash your rice. You don't wash it too much, you just wash it around once or twice to remove black things. As you can see, one of them is there, and also just to remove some dirt. Yeah, so after washing your rice, you put it on the side and you wait for our water to boil. Once the water has started to boil, you add in some oil, and then you add in also some salt, and then you stir, or or you leave it, it will stir by itself. Yeah, so as you can see, again we are stirring using another mwiko, my second mwiko. And then afterwards you add your washed rice into the sufuria that had the boiling water. So be careful not to add the rice with water, because you had already measured the 2 cups of rice, the 2 cups of water, I mean. So let your rice cook under low heat. Do not put too much heat, because the rice will not cook well. So just use low heat to cook your rice, and then cover it when you've seen that it is almost getting cooked. If you want to know if your rice is almost getting cooked, you'll see some holes on the rice, so that tells you that it's almost getting cooked. So cover it so that the steam also can be used to soften up the rice. Yeah, so do not cover it fully at first, because the water will spill out onto your fire. So until when the water is finished is when you have to cover it fully, for the steam now to fully soften your rice. Yeah, so this is the progress of our cooking rice. As you can see, it still has some water, but after a while, after covering it again, the water will be gone. So this is it when it is now well cooked. The number of holes, you can see they have increased, and the rice now has no more water. So cooked rice can be eaten with anything, that is meat, chicken, but in our case again we are using dengu. This is how our dengu looks on a plate served with rice. As you can see, it's very yummy, yummy, yummy and delicious. Yeah, so dengu can also be eaten with chapati, but again today we were cooking rice and dengu. So this is it. Thank you so much for watching.